was thinking that I ought to have David Michaels come up and tell a joke. Just a good joke. Maybe one that has Sochi in it or something. Or maybe Tour de France. No? David, help me, I'm failing. Okay. It's been a great week. I think everybody's had a great time. We've had a great time. I'm so happy to be here. For more, in more ways than one. I told my kids to save their money and just come to the funeral. That's a bad joke, I know. But I've become very, very real. And sometimes I don't care what I say anymore. I might be gone tomorrow and you guys will have forgotten totally about me.
That's not new.
Anyway, let's get down to business. Very proud to have had some of the greatest art produced this week and in the last few months of the entries at the Maynard Dixon Country 16th year. One artist who we've had involved with us for quite some time was what you call kind of a dropout. But he came back this year. Ralph Oberg, People's Choice, popular choice.
Patron's choice. Patron.
It's actually called Patron's Choice. And I'm glad I hounded everybody to vote all afternoon. You have to talk.
Well, that's a pleasure and an honor. Thank you very much. Yeah, dropout, yeah. But I'm happy to be back, and this is a wonderful event, and I really am honored by that. Thank you so much. This is actually my second choice,
Really?
personal choice award, so I'm very honored for that. Thank you so much.
Well, I know you're worried about this one. Once in a while, people, I gotta be careful, I might cry. People come into our lives that make a powerful, powerful impact. A sweet, resonating presence that makes the difference for everybody around her. Jill Carver.
Oh my gosh, where's the red wine? This has been quite a journey. It's a long way from Bedfordshire, England, and I came to the States 12 years ago, and very, very quickly I noticed that the artists that I admired and aspired to paint like were walking around with this hat with this strange symbol on it. And I soon heard about the show and what an extraordinary place this is. And I was very, very fortunate enough to be guest artist 5 years ago, and I remember being given that hat. And I'll try not to cry now. Paul gave me the hat, and I was staying down the road in a cabin down there. I couldn't put it on. And so it was sitting on my bedside table for the whole week. And I wanted to feel worthy of that hat. And so I sweated and painted for 5 days here, and on the 5th evening, I poured myself a single malt whiskey and put on that hat. And as I was telling Susan yesterday, this is just a lot bigger a thing than an art show. And I think every artist in this show, it's incredibly unique because we all attend shows and we all have deadline pressures and quotas to fill. And I think this is the one show that every artist in it desperately wants to present their best work every year, to show each other what we can do. And this is where, you know, the art carries forward to the next generation. Catherine Statz was one of my first teachers, Skip Whitcomb. A lot of friends made here. When you find yourself 6,000 miles away from home, you start looking for roots to put down. And I remember telling Paul and Susan, I sent them a note after the first year here and said, you know, it's beginning to feel like home, this new country. And thank you to all the other artists in here that inspire me and carry me forward. You know, it may be a bad analogy, but I think of surfing a wave. You know, and initially I was the kid that couldn't quite catch the wave and was paddling frantically. And now we're all riding this wave and, you know, hopefully all of that shows in our artwork. So thanks to all the artists for that. I would like to dedicate this to Paul and Susan. I have lived half my life in England and now a substantial amount of time here, 12 years now, here. It seems to me as I travel the world that everything good that happens comes from the passion and belief and commitment and vision of individual people. And I think Paul and Susan have created something that will last forever, that we'll all aspire to replicate in our own lives. So thank you very much. I went on for too long, sorry.
No, that was great.